Welcome to our video case. Today we are spotlighting the successful infrastructure support project we transition and run for our customer Evonik.
Guys, thank you for coming and joining us today. With me, we have Marcel Gerloff, who is the team manager for Local Area Network, and Christian Derkes, who is the manager for the Cybersecurity Operations Center.
Right.
And with us from Stefanini, we have Mr. Stefan Olmanst, who is the VP of IT Infrastructure for Northern Hemisphere.
And we have Mr. Nick Monger, Business Development Director for Stefanini. So let's start with the first question, Christian. Could you provide a bit more information about your company, your product and services?
Sure. So Evonik is one of the leading specialty chemicals company in the world. We do not manufacture tires, mattresses, medicines or animal feed, but our products are all part of those products. And of course, we have a lot of more and part of more products. Evonik is active in over 100 countries, and we created the sales of 18.5 billion in 2022 with 34,000 employees.
Very nice, thank you.
So Marcel, I also have a question for you. We've obviously known each other for some time. I think our first engagement was back in 2010. And then when we had the RFP for Project Horizon, what was it that made you choose Stefanini as the winner of the RFP?
So we already have a big engagement with our procurement department, so IT and procurement working very close together, and with a very formal, structured process with an evaluation matrix, with all the topics in, like technical part, legal, MSA, and of course pricing, which is very important. So you were number one, right? In addition to that, of course, we really like your style of flexibility, communication, openness and trust.
So Marcel, of course everybody wants to know, right?
Yeah.
Outsourcing, why did you start outsourcing?
So we already had some services outsourced, like perimeter firewall or LAN services, and we now try to make a global approach with security department and network department together, and try to find one vendor who can provide all the services we need. Of course, we enriched here and there some services to make a very good scope here.
Thank you.
So Marcel, a question regarding implementation. Obviously, it was a very complicated transition, lots to cover and lots to do. Did you come across any obstacles? And if there were obstacles, what did you need to do to overcome them?
So to be really honest here, it was really the smoothest transition. But of course, there were some smaller obstacles, but it was mainly timing. So it was really like, when can we cancel our current contracts ongoing? How's the delivery with the, especially with the firewalls in the countries and so on? That was the main obstacle we need to overcome. But the transition itself was very smooth, and I would say more or less no obstacles here.
And I would add, so really critical services we handed over. The firewalls, data centers, internet perimeter, if there's an outage, that is a disaster. Yeah. And that didn't happen, and that's what made us really, really happy.
Yeah. So moving on to, not talking about the past, but looking into the future. Christian, what are your future plans and strategies for continued growth and success?
Yeah, so we have several areas we take a focus on, right? IT-OT convergence is one of the main areas where we especially talk about and work on OT security topics. In general, we think about a cybersecurity strategy change. We focus on cloud computing, edge computing, and of course the hype topic, artificial intelligence. And these are the areas we think we need to grow and better support our customers in.
And do you foresee, out of those topics that you mentioned, any future collaborations with Stefanini?
You are our partner, trusted partner. We already, after this first signing, handed over the topics like vulnerability management and something out of the collaboration services. And of course, if it comes to new things, you are on our list and you are our partner and we ask for, right? So, no doubt.
Given the journey and the enjoyable synergies that we've shared together, would you feel inspired to recommend our company to peers?
I really can recommend you because you're doing a great service and you're so flexible to a very fair pricing at the end. And this is what big companies looking for, like us, and hope so the other ones will also look so.
Christian, is there anything else you'd like to share or any additional insights that you believe are important for today's case study?
You came in with your team in the RFP with the A-team, how we call it personally, right? The A-team. So very experienced people, stay since the beginning, and we work close together. Well, this helps us to build this relationship, and that is the foundation for this success.
So That may be the right moment now, right? We've been asking a lot of questions.
it's our turn, yeah.
To Marcel and Christian.
To answer some questions.
It's maybe your time to ask us question potentially.
Yeah,
right?
sure. Old man, therefore I need my glasses for all. Stefan, there's a question in your direction. So could you describe the solutions or services provided by your company during the partnership?
Yeah. So it starts from transition. You mentioned egg team and so on and so on. So we cover a large set of perimeters of the different towers you have, and you decided to outsource to us, which covers security. You mentioned firewall, the LAN services, and everything else, infrastructure. So we cover a broad set, which is also key for us, as I said, but also very interesting for our team, to keep our team interested, right? Because they engage, they see, they involve into the organization and learn more and more as well with you, and also can propose new approach, right? How we can do things differently. And that's the partnership collaboration we have together.
Yeah.
So how did you gain an understanding of Evonik's needs from an IT partner's perspective?
It's a good question. Obviously, the most important thing to do is always listen. It sounds simple, but a lot of people don't, right? They just focus on what's written in the RFP documentation, but that's only half of the story, right? We need to discuss in co-creation workshops, which I know that we did, to understand the unique needs of what Evonik were looking for. So making sure that every time that we met, we took notes.
And Stefan,
Yeah.
as our services is quite complex and what we outsource, so from the security over server and all that stuff. So what kind of obstacles you managed on your side from Stefanini, because you already heard what we have done?
Well, I kind of mentioned a little bit of that earlier. Why to say that get the team passionate by what they do, right? And because of the complexity of some of the service and some of the obstacle as well, it helps creating with that organization the feel for I want to go a step further, right? That's those challenges. So from an obstacle perspective, I would say it's indeed a bit of that. Sometimes we feel like, oh, we knock something, we need to fix it, we need to work together. We have delays on some of the services. But I think the culture of the company at Stefanini is also to go for it. We're not afraid, right? We go for it and we continue searching and finding solution with our partners, with our clients. So
Nick, a personal note or a question from me. So what did you enjoy in the whole project?
I mean, obviously working with a company as well-renowned as Evonik is always a pleasure, right? But it's the interaction that we have. It's not a client-vendor relationship, it's a partnership. And you really feel that not just in discussions in the monthly meetings, but it's in every discussion that we have, is that it feels like it's a true win-win for both people, both partners. So yeah, it's just an enjoyable company to work with.
And my last question to you, Stefan, same question, like what did you enjoy during the whole project?
we said it a lot here in that session, right? It's really about the partnership, it's really the relationship. And we can go with some difficult topics from time to time, but at least we can talk about this and discuss that and honest about this. So that's really what we appreciate.
Thank you very much.
Okay guys, I think time is up, but I want to say a very big thank you for coming here today to our headquarters in Brussels. I appreciate your availability and your readiness to do it, not just thanking for myself, but also for Marco Stefanini and the entire Stefanini company. So thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Pleasure.